So you had to have been blind to not see this coming from a mile away, especially when they dropped the black agenda. You should have already known that they were setting up the alley-oop to dump the election loss off on a particular group of men. So I got sent this video. We finna go ahead and get into it, man. Enough of this talking.
I'm gonna act like an angry black woman because I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm angry as bro. I'm angry. I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. We always finish last. We always come last to everybody.
So tiring to be a black woman in America right now. America has a problem? No, America is the problem.
As a man, but more importantly as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women.
Jesus is good. Jesus is great. Jesus is black. Yeshua.
Bro, do y'all see this?
But I will rule in the name of Jesus. We ain't never going back. I am a black woman, okay? And we lead with faith. It's important. What do you think of that, Dougie?
Yeah, that was great, honey.
Was it black enough?
Why she had to do the it's important? What do you think of that, Dougie? Is it black enough?
I don't think I'm qualified to answer that.
Look, man, it pains me to say this, but black men, you're the problem. You had a chance to make history. You had a chance to put the first black woman in office to be the president of the United States. And you chose not to do so. You're the problem. You must hate your mama.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Now, I didn't watch this video, so we gonna let him rock, see what he got to say. I don't know if he's setting up some type of like sarcasm, if he actually honestly rock with that type of mental state. I have no idea. So we finna go ahead and let this man rock, but I already saw that rhetoric coming too. You hate your mama, you hate your grandma, you hate your sister, you hate your auntie. I don't understand how a whole nother human being that we didn't even know existed somehow, because you didn't vote for her or you don't stand behind her, that correlates to you hating your own mother. How does that make sense? How does somebody that I didn't even know existed on this planet all of a sudden validates if I do or don't love my mama? I do or don't love my sister. Make that make sense.
You must hate your sister, your granny, your daughter too. For you to go and support the white man over a black woman, you're the problem.
Here we go again. Another. Oh, you voted for Massa. You voted for Massa. You want to be back on the plantation. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Biden a white man too? Didn't we vote for Biden to get into office too? What's the difference? If we're strictly just going based off race, we voted for Massa and the Democratic Party too. I don't know. Make it make sense.
You must want to go back to the plantation, huh? You want a white man to rule over you? You're the problem. That's what they saying.
Okay.
That's what they're saying about me.
Okay.
That's what they're saying about me. Bro, Kamala Harris. Glorilla. Cardi B. Meg the Stallion. That's just a few That's just a few of the black women that you chose to align with in order to try.
Oh, don't forget the lying about the Beyonce concert too. That was a big one.
To get us to get on board with what you got going on. The fact of the matter is, Kamala Harris was never equipped to do this job in the first place. They were trying to cook up some of that Barack Obama, some of that you ain't black if you don't vote for me. They're trying to cook some of that up. And this time it didn't work. It didn't work. We're not going to sit here and vote just based on race alone. What else do you bring to the table? How are you going to fix the economy? How are you going to secure the border? People can't afford to live, to eat, to put gas in their car. What solutions?
Right, and these are the issues that we wanted discussed. What policies do you have in place? What are you going to do to combat this high rent? Why is the rent so high? What are you going to do to combat the high car payments? Even if you already got a contract, even if you already have you locked into a contract with a high APR or whatever, because you honestly, you had no choice. You had to get a car and you took with what you could get. What you going to do about that? What you going to do about these high mortgages? What you going to do about all of these insurance companies that's constantly jacking up the price? My car insurance is double now. Where were your policies on combating these insurance companies? You were supposed to get them to say these insurance companies is going to lower their rates. They're going to slice their payments in half, whether they want to or not. Period. That should have been the conversation. These mortgage companies are going to slice the payment, whether they want to or not. I can care less if you take a loss. The payments are getting lowered. And if you have an issue, we have a spot called jail where you can sit and think about it. That should have been the conversation. You would have won just off that. Just saying that alone, you'd have won. We got real problems going on. We got real issues going on. We don't need to see Megan Thee Stallion. This is a very important time right now, and Megan Thee Stallion was not it. Cardi B was not it.
Do you have? You chose to give us Meg Thee Stallion, throwing it in a circle, as opposed to letting us know how you were going to make all of this right. That's why you lost. You played black people for a fool. And a lot of people fell for it.
We're getting tired of it. We're getting tired of politicians thinking that they can just slap a whole bunch of celebrities in our face. As if that might have worked back in the day, for sure. That don't work today. We are way more highly intelligent today than we were. And just slapping a celebrity in our faces is not going to work. That is not the gameplay. Anybody that's influenced by a celebrity that's going to dictate them which way they should vote, or they need to vote for this person because a celebrity said so, don't need to vote. There needs to be some type of test. There needs to be something that this person is of sound mind and understand the policies between each candidate and what each candidate is trying to bring to the table. They thoroughly understand what type of laws they want to implement and how it can impact society as a whole. Like, they need to be able to articulate and speak to this. Not just, well, my mama voted that way, I'm gonna vote that way. my daddy voted that way, I'm gonna vote that way. Well, this person's black, I'm gonna vote for that person. Like we really need to get out of that mindset and really start listening to what these people are presenting to us, researching what these people are presenting to us. What did he mean by that? Let me look that up. Everybody has a portable computer in their hand where they could simply just look something up to validate or verify what somebody's saying.
A lot of people fell for it. But the fact of the matter is, Kamala got into office as VP. And people were very excited because she was the first black vice president, female black vice president. And people were excited. And then suddenly, Kamala was nowhere to be found. And then all of a sudden, once they realized that Biden had quite literally lost his mind, they said, you know what? Let's try to cook up some of that 08. Let's try to get that Obama. How can we replicate what we did with Obama to get people to show up and show out? And y'all put...
He couldn't. They couldn't. She does not have his charisma. She does not have that ability to articulate and convey herself passionately, and yet she just didn't have it. She could not move and shake a room like that. Just couldn't. And I give it to Obama. The man is sharp on the mic. Okay, definitely knows how to convey a message. As long as it's the correct message, not down in black men like he did.
Put Kamala in that position, knowing dang well that she was unqualified and unfit to be in that spot in the first place. But suddenly, we're the problem. Just because I'm black and she says that she's black, which there's a lot of debate about that, that's not enough for me to vote for anybody. And that shouldn't be the reason why anybody votes for anybody. But yet...
Exactly. That 100% shouldn't be the reason why somebody vote for somebody. That shouldn't even be the reason why you decide to do business with somebody. You need to do business with somebody. You need to vote for somebody based off the quality of work. Their work ethic. Are they going to show up and do the job? Are they going to do it right? That's what you need to be looking for. Not passing out a black card.
We're the problem. Makes sense. And it's actually sad because a lot of people are hurting. Specifically, black women are hurting. And obviously, black men, we love black women. It's crazy we even have to say that. And the fact that black women feel like us as black men hate them just based on the fact that we supported Trump is ridiculous. The fact that black women feel that they need validation in the form of Kamala Harris being president is ridiculous. And this just further emphasizes the point that I continuously make on this channel. Stop tying your identity to the things and the people of this world. Your identity should be in Jesus Christ and Him alone. And Jesus Christ will give you all.
I agree with that too. Definitely to put a little bit more sauce in them ribs. Your family too. Your family too. Your identity, your being, your everything should be your family. Being the best mother you can be, being the best wife you can be, being the type of wife that your husband wants. Not the type of wife that you have in your mind as the type of wife you should be. That ain't finna turn out to be no great situation. But yes, he's right. That, and I just like to add your family second. That's your focus. That's your identity.
All of the validation that you are seeking. This world will always let you down. The people in this world will always let you down, but God never will. And my prayer is that people start to understand this.
I'm going to get drunk today, and I'm going to act like an angry black woman, because I'm angry! I'm mad! I'm upset! I'm angry as bro. I'm angry. I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. We always finish last. We always come last to everybody, even our own men. And you must be black. This shit is crazy. Y'all got black ass daughters. I'm angry as I'm gonna get drunk and cause a problem.
We did something. We did make waves, although we didn't get the outcome that we wanted. But it's just hard because I'm scared for the future.
I was on campus for Harris's first address since her election defeat, but here's how some students were feeling earlier.
We're all pretty down. That's why we're out here today, just like to get out of the room. Disappointed, upset, tired.
So tiring to be a black woman in America right now. America has a problem? No, America is the problem.
One thing that stood out was how proud students were of Harris, but there was a lot of fear that also came through.
We didn't get the outcome that you wanted, but I'm proud of you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
So I'm crying because I'm like, I don't know what's next for not only me, but my friends and everybody else on this campus and other HBCUs across America. You need to stand up. You need to use your voice. You need to vote in local and state elections. You need to pay attention. Please pay attention. This is real.
We said that over our live. She hit the nail right on the head. We need to focus on our state and our local elections, because ultimately that is where the real laws and everything come from. Not from Trump, not from Kamala. You know, they're going to do the best they can to make sure all these businesses and everything is in line and doing what they're supposed to do, making sure they're not getting over blah, 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 blah. But all the laws and the Board of Education and all that going on, that's all state and local. So if you got issues going on in your state or your area, you need to take it up with your officials in your state and your local area. That is where you bring the fight. That is where you address all your problems and issues. Not to a Trump, not to a Harris. You know.
Harris went to Howard, so there was a huge turnout of supporters at both her election watch party and her first address on campus.
Bro, here's what's next. You're going to go to class. You're going to study. You're going to do your homework. You're going to study for your exam. And you're going to keep on doing what you're doing. And you're going to be just fine. That's what's next. Stop wrapping yourself up in this so much. You know what's crazy? I read something. It said that the prevention hotline that prevents people from harming themselves, the day after the election, the calls went up by 700%. 700%. Directly related to the outcome of the election. A lot of people are in pain. A lot of people are hurting. And I understand, you know, a lot of people on this platform and on many other platforms, they're having the time of their life making fun of the left in their defeat, right? But these are real people with real emotions who are struggling to cope and they're actually considering some very, very dark stuff. So we need to pray for these people, and we need to pray that ultimately they turn to Jesus Christ.
Having a woman in office and a woman of color would just bring such a different perspective to how things are done, and I think it would be so refreshing. So now I woke up this morning just knowing that we're going back to the same old styles of leadership by these older men.
What me as a black woman has to do is to keep pushing, to keep kicking in the door, even though we're the most disrespected, highly unfavorable. We have to keep pushing because it's generations after us that still have to fight for this right, because there is still going to be a young black girl that's going to be the president of the United States.
And that's a whole nother, subject for another video. But if you're not doing anything or putting yourself in a position to be respected, you won't get it. You'll be tolerated, but you're not gonna be respected. You know what I'm saying? People will deal with you, but you're not gonna be respected. But you have a whole slew of other women that have been able to speak loudly, use these platforms, garner a voice that y'all probably don't necessarily agree with, but it ain't enough for y'all speaking up against it. So all we can see is the woman that should be disrespected speaking up. That's all we see. So like I said, that's another topic for another video, but let's get back into this. But that whole disrespect, that kind of stood out to me when she said that.
This is Tim Walz's daughter.
Okay, I'm sitting here on my couch eating SpongeBob mac and cheese and watching Outer Banks, and I just have a couple initial post-election thoughts. I've officially reached a point of anger, and I'm not an angry person, so I'm just trying to channel it. The first one being, this country does not deserve Kamala Harris. That woman should go live her best life wherever she wants, doing whatever she wants, because we don't deserve her at this point. The only people that delivered this election were black women, and we failed them. And it's just heartbreaking, and we've got to do whatever we can to support them and support our people through these next 4 years. Another one is, these people have to live in their own skin, as in JD Vance and Donald Trump have to be JD Vance and Donald Trump. And that is not a punishment I would wish upon anybody except those two individuals. Yeah, so I'm just really grateful that I am who I am and that I'm on the side of love and hope and joy.
She said being Donald Trump and being JD Vance is a punishment that I don't wish upon nobody. That's the first time I've ever heard anything like that. But let's get back to it. That was funny.
Boy, in progress.
I'm starting to understand that the primary strategy that Kamala's camp had
it was terrible.
What?
It was terrible. The strategy was terrible. The marketing was terrible. I don't know what type of team she had, but all of it was bad. It was horrible. It was terrible. It was trash. All of it from beginning to end. We finna get all these celebrities when it should have been somebody on that squad. And I guarantee you they had somebody on the squad and was like, just keep it simple. Just talk to the people. Ask them what they want and deliver on what they ask for. That's literally probably all it takes. You could see the vast difference in between the two campaigns. Trump spoke to the people. He came out. He catered to the people. His team did a fantastic job of marketing. All of the trolling was funny, but he spoke to the people more. He delivered on people's thoughts more. You know, regardless of how he articulated himself, regardless of how he can professionally convey himself. Who cares? Who cares? Clearly we see that somebody that can't speak that great won. So let's throw that out the window. I can care less how well somebody articulates themselves. I really can care less. Can you just simply get the point across? I guarantee you somebody on her squad was like, just talk to him. Talk to him and find out what their pain points are and just speak to the pain points. Develop policies that can try to help these people or at least get the ball rolling in the right direction to help these individuals. Groceries are too high. Yeah, you spoke to it, but you didn't explain how you were going to get them down. Rent's too high. Insurance too high. You spoke on these things, but there was no plan of action that you had set in stone, that we are going to do this. This is what our plan is. This is what the idea is. This is how we're going to try to combat this. And personally, I think it's real simple. Bring the price down or just go to jail. I mean, it's just that simple. Bring the price down or jail. That's it. Those are your only two options. Nobody should be paying over this amount, period. Take it or leave it. I think that's how it should be done. But yeah, the marketing, the strategy, everything, it was definitely not well thought out. A lot of it kind of seemed like it was just thrown together. It looked like the team went back into a whole bunch of old school tapes and all that and tried to reuse a lot of none of it was modern. None of the strategy that they brought to us seemed modern and seemed like there was a genuine care as to how she was going to help and be the best president for the people of the United States. We just didn't get it. We did not get it. So, yeah, that part. We didn't get what she was going to do for us. Never, ever explain how she was going to secure the border, even though she was in charge of it. Yeah, you gave us a little bit of, run around trying to explain things, but you never really delve that deep into the border situation and never explain that you were going to, how you were going to fix it. It would have been very simple for you to just say, hey, listen, I screwed up. We didn't put enough people down there. We thought it was going to be okay. By the time we started trying to, get a hold of this thing and try to tackle this thing, it was already spun out of control. We did end up putting more help down there, but it was too far gone. So right now, what we need to do is we kind of need an opportunity to reset, recalibrate, rethink, and figure out really what we can do for real to secure this border. Trump talking about, hey, listen, Mexico, you don't get your cartels under control, fill in the blank. That should have been the conversation. Like it's so many things that was missed that she had plenty of opportunity to come out and just talk and tell the people exactly what needed to be heard. What needed to be heard was Mexico finna get these cartels under control, and if they don't, fill in the blank. These insurance companies is finna get these prices under control, and if they don't, fill in the blank. These grocery stores are gonna get these prices under control, and if they don't, fill in the blank. There was no level of aggression. There's no, I personally, I did not sense that you was gonna put your foot on anybody's neck. I didn't get any sense that the Democrat Party was gonna put their foot on anybody's neck. I didn't get a sense that anybody was gonna feel threatened or feel scared that she was gonna be in office. That administration was gonna be in office. That's just me though.
Was to present her as this ultimate black candidate that we could all rally behind and support. And as I said, what are you actually going to do in office? What are the solutions? What are the real legitimate strategies that are going to push this country forward? Mm-hmm. A lot of people talking about, oh, we're going to go back. And that was one of Kamala's, famous punchlines. We're not going back. That's what she said. Back to what? To lower gas prices, to lower groceries, to less conflict abroad? Like, what exactly are you referring to?
I mean, I would love to go way back. I'm talking the 25-cent bag of chips you can get 4 for $1. I'm talking gas was under $2. I would love to go back to that. So going back don't sound too bad when you're talking about prices. Would love to be able to afford a house, 30, 40, 50, 60,000, no more than 80,000. You get you a bomb house. Who wouldn't love that? Easily fill up your 401k, easily fill up your IRA. Not a problem. McDonald's still had the secret 64-cent cup. Who wouldn't want to go back to that? I'm just saying, man, going back on some things ain't a bad idea. A little bit of a reset, a little bit of calibration. It's not a problem. I ain't saying we need the full factory reset this thing. We understand some things have happened, but considering the fact of where we are today, who we are today, I highly doubt that it's really honestly finna get back all the way to that, if you get what I'm saying. But going back, a little bit to where life was just a little bit easier to manage, that don't sound bad.
And I would love to see, I don't want to get myself in trouble. Let me save that comment for Patreon. If you want to hear that comment, you got to go to Patreon. This is Baltimore's mayor, Brandon Scott.
On my heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women. This morning I woke up and I just gave my wife a hug because I know how heavy this is weighing on black women. And they have carried this country and saved this country too many times and continue to be the most disrespected human beings on the planet. And it, quite frankly, it disgusts me. I'm thinking about the world that we're going to bring our daughter into in a few months. And I want the vice president to know that her and her team did everything right in the right way. But the unfortunate reality is that this country is still steeped in racism, sexism, and misogyny. I am personally proud of her, and I know that so many others are the same. We appreciate her tenacity, her focus, her decency, and how she handled herself throughout this campaign. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that they should have done something different. She should have been running longer. The fact is that they did everything that a campaign can do and more. But we as a country really have a lot of soul.
They did everything except give us a proper strategy and give us a proper promotion of her. They did not speak to any policies whatsoever. They leaned so heavy on this abortion thing that everything else was just thrown out the window. That was it. My bad if you hear noise in the back, man. The kids upstairs going crazy. Having a ball. But no, they did not do everything, bro. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? You being who you are, you have to say certain things and you have to deliver a certain message. I get all that, man. But the reality is, no, they didn't. No, they did not. And if you see anything different, then I don't know what in the world you were looking at. Because the whole entire United States, well, I ain't gonna say the whole entire because clearly she got votes, but majority of the United States clearly saw something different. Most of her votes came from simply because she's black, allegedly. So I don't know what you saw, homeboy, but it definitely was different over here. Definitely was a different campaign. It definitely was a different administration they were pushing over here. And we got nothing. All we got was a bunch of concerts and her going on podcasts, certain podcasts that cater to a specific industry, you know, hot girl industry. And that's pretty much it. But we got no strong iteration of any policy at all. That's it. So I'm gonna let you keep finish saying what you're saying. I don't know if you're done or not, but let's get back into it.
Full searching to do.
Oh yeah, he was done. Okay. You look at that.
I think there's a
Look at that. He didn't even know what to say. He's shocked at what he said. He's stunned at what this man just said. You know what that was? That was a big giant bowl of them bathtub collard greens he was just spitting up there on that microphone. Just pure, utter ridiculousness. Disgust. What was spewing out this man's mouth.
a lot of reasons why she didn't get the support from black men and black people that they were hoping for. I think this is one of the reasons right here.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I grew up in the church. Okay, me and Maya, we went to Oakland Church, and we sang in the choir, just two middle-class little girls, you know. We had a lot of faith, okay, because faith is a verb. Faith is an action. Weeping may come in the night, but joy cometh in the morning. Yeah, Jesus
and
is
she did
good.
do that.
Jesus is great. Jesus is black. Yeshua, I will rule in the name of Jesus. We ain't never going back. I am a black woman, okay? And we lead with faith. It's important. What do you think of that, Dougie?
Yeah, that was great, honey.
Was it black enough?
I don't think I'm qualified to answer that.
I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I grew up in the...
Was it black enough?
And the big elephant in the room, another controversial topic, but the biggest issue You know, you pushing black. That was what was given to us. That is what was painted to us. That was what was pushed to us. We got the text notifications. We got the emails. We got everything. You black. But your husband not and your kids not. That's part of why you lost, sweetheart. Just putting that out there. It's already out there. It's already out there. It's been spoken about amongst tons of groups. Tons of barbershops. I'm pretty sure they even spoke about it in the hair salons where the women go to get whipped up. Get their hair all done up, nails done. They talked about it there too. It was brought up. And whether you believe it or not, yeah, it was an issue. So, but there you have it, people. We finna end it right there. I am Midas. Make sure you put a king in front of that. Let's go. This is the Extraordinary Men Podcast. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and click the bell. Let all you people know that we here. So, I just want to just come through. You know, there's been a whole lot of talk about, you know, it's black men's fault, black men's fault, black men's fault. And there was this one lady, and I wish I really had the statistic. If I touch back on this subject, I'll make sure that I have it. But she broke down like the race percentages of who voted, how they voted, blah, 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 all the genders and everything. And black men were like the lowest on the list. The same 12% of men that voted for Trump when he first ran basically were the same 12% of black men that voted for him again. Like, the numbers barely changed. It was the exact same number. And I think that black agenda that they put out was a trump card. That was a trump card. That if everything went south, that they had a scapegoat as to why her not winning went south. Why her winning, she didn't win, basically. You know, they needed to get out of jail free card, and they used us for it. So, but that's what it is, people. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.